At Antibos Italy morning, something impossible happened. Gravity, the force that keeps your feet on the ground, suddenly doubled. There was no warning, no explosion, no strange light in the sky, just an invisible force pulling everything down twice as hard. In one small city, a high school student named Arjun was getting ready for school. He swung his legs out of bed like he always did, but this time his body slammed back onto the mattress. His arms felt heavy. His chest felt tight. Even lifting his head took effort. It was like waking up with the weight of another person pressing down on him. Across the world, millions of people felt the same thing. Standing up became a struggle. Walking felt like wading through thick mud. Because your body is designed for one earth gravity, not two. Your bones are strong, but they are built with just enough density to support your normal weight. Suddenly, every bone in your body was carrying double the load. Hairline fractures began forming in people's legs and spines. Just from standing, muscles didn't fare much better. Simple movements now required twice the force. For athletes, it was like wearing a backpack filled with bricks permanently. Arjun tried to stand again. This time he made it barely. Each step toward his bedroom door felt like climbing a hill. But the real danger wasn't just muscles or bones. It was the organ working non-stop inside your chest. Your heart. Your heart already fights gravity every second to pump blood up to your brain. Now it had to push that blood twice as hard. Within minutes, people around the world felt dizzy. Some collapsed. Blood simply wasn't reaching their brains fast enough. Hospitals began filling rapidly, not with accident victims, but with people whose bodies could no longer handle the strain. Elderly people were hit the hardest. Their hearts and bones weren't built for this kind of pressure. But gravity wasn't only attacking living things, buildings were in trouble too. Every structure on Earth is designed for a specific load. Double the gravity meant double the weight of concrete, steel, glass, and everything inside. Bridges began to groan under the stress. Tiny cracks spread through support beams that had once seemed indestructible. Skyscraper windows shattered as frames bent under forces engineers never planned for. Elevators stalled. Trains slowed. Vehicles burned more fuel just trying to move their own heavier weight. Even something as simple as climbing stairs became exhausting. Every step required lifting twice your body weight upward. Outside, birds were among the first to feel the change. Flight depends on lift, an upward force that counters gravity. But now gravity had doubled and their wings hadn't. Many birds simply couldn't stay airborne. They dropped from the sky, confused and helpless. Insects struggled too. Creatures that once floated easily through the air now slammed into the ground. And then there were the oceans. Gravity doesn't just hold you down. It holds the atmosphere and oceans in place. With stronger gravity pulling downward, air became slightly denser. Breathing felt heavier, like inhaling through a thin cloth. Ocean tides grew more extreme as the moon's pull combined with Earth's stronger gravity in complex ways. Coastal cities faced unusual flooding patterns not from storms but from physics itself shifting balance. Back in his neighborhood, Arjun stepped outside. The world looked the same: blue sky, morning sun, but everyone moved like they were underwater. A cyclist struggled to pedal. A dog refused to walk. Even lifting a backpack made Arjun's shoulders itch. At school, classes never started. Students lay on the floor too tired to sit upright for long. Teachers tried to stay calm, but many were fighting dizziness themselves. Phones buzzed with emergency alerts, but networks were overloaded as millions of people tried to understand what was happening. Scientists rushed to observatories and labs, checking instruments again and again. The numbers were impossible but consistent. Earth's gravitational acceleration had increased from 9 attometers per second square to nearly dozen. That might sound like just a number, but it meant every object on Earth now weighed twice as much as it did yesterday. A Pisces kilogram student now effectively weighed these kilograms. A small car felt like a truck felt like a tank. Airplanes were grounded almost immediately. Wings generate lift based on speed and air density, but doubling gravity meant they needed far more lift than their designs allowed. Pilots who were already in the air fought to land safely, burning extra fuel as engines strained under the added force. Satellites orbiting Earth felt it too. Stronger gravity pulled them into lower orbits, increasing atmospheric drag and slowly dragging some of them back toward Earth. GPS signals began to drift. Communication networks flickered. The invisible systems modern life depends on started to wobble. By afternoon, governments declared global emergencies. But there was little anyone could do. You can't turn down gravity. There is no switch, no off button. Arjun lay on the grass outside his school, staring at the sky, too exhausted to stand again. He wondered if this was permanent, if this crushing weight was just life now. If gravity stayed this strong, humans would have to adapt or retreat indoors, minimizing movement to survive. Cities might redesign buildings to be shorter and stronger. Spots would change. Even the way we sit, sleep, and work would evolve. Over generations, natural selection might favor shorter, sturdier bodies better able to handle the strain. But the truth is, a sudden change like this would be devastating long before humanity could adapt. Gravity is one of the quiet background rules of our universe. We barely notice it until it changes. And if it ever did, even slightly, life on Earth would transform in ways we are only beginning to understand. Luckily, the chances of Earth's gravity suddenly doubling are almost zero. It would require changes to the planet's mass or fundamental physics. But imagining the impossible helps scientists understand the delicate balance that makes life here possible. Because every jump, every step, every breath you take depends on gravity being exactly what it is, not stronger, not weaker. So the next time you stand up without effort, Remember, you are perfectly tuned to the invisible force holding your world together. And if gravity ever did change, even just a little, everything would change with it.